Hello, it is I, IARESMART, and today I'm going to be going through a list of Star Wars planets. And I'm going to be telling you, whether or not they're good a planet to live on. Kind of ranking the land value. I'm going to be like, like a real estate agent, and I'm going to be selling you these planets today. So, I can help you make an informed decision of which Star Wars planet you would most like to live on. So obviously, I'm just going to go in alphabetical order because it's nice. And that means that we're starting with Octo. So, do you like porgs? Do you like small islands? If you said yes to either of these questions, then Octo is the place for you. You can explore beautiful, ancient Jedi temples. You can see the little cute little porg creatures, unless you hate them like me, in which case you're not going to like this planet. I can't stand them, they're annoying. Anyway, but if you like them, then that's great. Really great planet, full of all sorts of nice stuff. Little islands all dotted over, you can go on little adventures. And maybe you'll find some old crazy Jedi Master who's, drinking the breast milk of a thalasiren. You never know what you might see on this planet. It's a great place to go visit. So the next planet we'll be visiting is AJJ Cloth. AJJ Cloth. Do you like jungles? Do you like caves that are big enough for spaceships to fit inside of them? Then AJJ Cloth is for you. It's a wonderful place. Big jungle full of all sorts of crazy critters, and nice warm climate there. You can hang out with the Resistance. They have a whole base there going on. Really not much goes on this planet. You might see Rey, Jedi training there. So I kind of want to go see that. That seems like something I'd be interested in going to see. Hang out with Rey and Jedi train and all that stuff. But other than that, there's not much there. I mean, you might be able to fly. If you ask the Resistance, I'm sure they'll let you fly one of their spaceships. Actually, they might not, because, if it were me, I would steal their spaceship. And then they would be upset with me, but that would be super funny. Anyway, moving on to the next planet. Our next planet is Bespin. Do you like lavish cities? Do you like Tabana gas farming? Well, if you answered yes to either of these questions, then Bespin might be the right planet for you. You see, Bespin is a beautiful planet. It's a giant gas giant. Giant gas giant. Real nice one there. It's a gas giant full of Tabana gas, and this can be harvested and turned into all sorts of stuff, mainly explosives, like blasters and explosives and that sort of thing. But there's good business in that, and you have this very lavish floating city in the clouds. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. The sunsets, because during the day it's all nice and blue and clouds and all, it looks good, but the sunsets at night are orange and they're gorgeous. Absolutely wonderful views from Cloud City. It's a very lavish city, very nice place to live, I must say. So our next planet we'll be visiting is Cantonica. This planet is most well known for its big city of Canto Bight. So Canto Bight, it's basically just Las Vegas. It's a big casino, but it's like Las Vegas if Las Vegas was for super wealthy rich people. Because that's the only people who show up. Las Vegas in real life is more dingy. I don't know why it's like that. It's a whole thing. But anyway, the Canto Bight, very, very lavish, extravagant, wealthy city. You can see fathiers racing. It's all that cool stuff. You can talk with your Resistance friend about politics and how wealthy people profit off of war. It's this whole thing. But you can gamble, you can go hang out at the casino. You can illegally park your ship on the beach and then get it towed and then get thrown in prison, but then break out of prison because this guy who's conveniently in your cell knows how to break out of prison, but he didn't break out of prison until you got into the cell so that the plot could move forward. It's a really nice place to live, I gotta say. So yeah, Cantonica, pretty cool planet. The next planet we'll be visiting is Coruscant. Now this is the head of the galaxy, but basically like the main planet in the entire Star Wars galaxy. All sorts of stuff here. You can go visit the ruins of the Jedi Temple. Actually, I think we blocked that place off. I don't know if you can visit it anymore. We used to let visitors in, but then there was people trying to steal lightsabers and all sorts of other artifacts. We had to shut the whole thing down. But you can visit the Senate building. All sorts of great places. If you want to live there, there's very lavish upper level cities, and there's also the dingy underworld. So if you're on the lavish part, you can consider you can pursue a career in politics, maybe. All sorts of great businesses. Very wealthy stuff you can do. You also can go to the dingy underworld part of it and participate in crime. Get with a spice trade. Maybe do some bounty hunting, or there's all sorts of career options down there if you're into crime. But if you're not, then there's the upper level. And of course, it's just a really big planet. The entire planet is just one city. That's crazy. How many restaurants do you think are on Coruscant? I say it's got to be a million. Maybe more than that. But there's got to be a lot of stuff. Like, how many fire departments are on Coruscant, do you think? I think it's just like... I'm getting off topic. Let's move on to the next planet. So the next planet on our list is Crate. Do you like minerals? Do you like salt? Because that is literally all that is here. There's like one lone rebel base, really old and abandoned. There's nothing really there, some old mining equipment, but there's nothing on this planet. It looks nice. You know, you got the red, and you got the layer of salt on top of that. It looks cool, but unless you want to, I mean, maybe, think about this. Think about this. You can be an entrepreneur, all right? There's all this salt just sitting there. It's free. You can take it, and then take it back to like Coruscant or some other planet and sell it in little like salt packets. But you can upcharge people by saying it's from this exotic planet called Crate that no one's ever heard of. And you can upcharge them by selling little tiny like salt packets. There you go. That's your business entrepreneurship. So maybe, you know, make a living on Crate. You know, selling little Crate salt packets. That's a good idea. Anyway, on to the next planet. Next up we have the planet of Dagobah. Do you like swamps? Do you like dark side caves that will make you question your allegiances and ultimately leave to character development? Then Dagobah might be the right place for you. Are you hiding from the Empire? Then maybe this is a good place. Because it's a giant swamp. You know, the Empire's never going to go look for an ancient Jedi Master there. It's a wonderful place to hide. Make a little hut, you know, make some root stew. Now, it does kind of suck because there's just all these monsters running around. But, you know, if you can deal with that, it can be a really nice place to live. Bit warm, bit humid, bit yucky and mucky. You know, you might get your X-Wing crashed into the lake. You know, you got to be careful. There's not many parking spots. But it can be a nice place if you make it your own. Anyway, on to the next planet. So Dakar, Dakar? Dakar? I don't know how you say the name of this planet, but it's basically the one that has the resistance base on it. I don't really know what else is there. It's really just a resistance base. There's some hills, some fields. That's kind of nice. But unless you want to help out the resistance, I don't think this is really going to be a place you're going to want to live. Or even just visit. You know, there really isn't much there. They have they have some hangars that are built into hills. It looks kind of cool. It looks like a hobbit hole, but it's a base that has spaceships in it. So there really isn't much here. Let's just move on. Next up is Endor. Specifically, we're talking about the forest moon of Endor here, because the gas giant, there really isn't anything there. But the forest moon of Endor. It's full of Ewoks. I hate Ewoks. I mean, you might like them. They are like feral. Just fair warning. They will kill and eat humans. Like everyone's like, oh, they're so cute, they're fuzzy. They will kill stormtroopers and eat them, or other people, probably other people too. And then they will use your helmet as a drum. Yeah. What do you think happened to the guy inside the helmet? They ate him. They ate him. Yeah. Whew. So, you know, the forests, that's nice. You can go on speeder bike rides. That's kind of fun. But again, just watch out for the wildlife. And do not go out at night. Whatever you do, do not go around wandering in the dark at night. They will come for you. They will eat you. Do not go out at night. But during the daytime, it's nice. You know, you can go explore the forest, speeder bike rides. Don't go near any of these civil. Do not go. If you see any like huts built into trees, run away. Go in the opposite direction as fast as possible. This planet is awful. Seriously, do not live on there under any circumstances. But it is kind of pretty with the giant redwood trees. It looks nice. So the next planet is Exigo. I don't think they're very welcoming to outsiders on Exigo. Because the whole planet is just a layer of ice. And then there's like this one big temple. And underneath the temple, you kind of have to have dark side powers to get in. They don't really let anybody who's not force sensitive inside, or, you know, unless it's like on a special invitation, they might let you inside. They have a Sith of cult spirits or something. I don't really know what they are. They just all wear dark hoods. They might be living, they might be dead, they might be somewhere in between. They got all these vats where they're pickling Snoke, you know. It's a weird place. There is a big arena and a giant throne. It's pretty cool. Nothing really else notable here. It's not a great place to live, honestly, but you know, you might want to visit if you get a chance. If they invite you, I mean, that's kind of cool. But don't visit Exile. There's really nothing there worth noting. So Geonosis. Do you like bugs? Do you like bugs? That's literally it. Bugs, and also sand. Orange sand. No, I hate. This is not a good place to live. The bugs are all like a hive mind, and they're disgusting. And there is a reason that we exterminated their entire colony of giant bugs. Everyone's like, oh, the Empire committed genocide and got rid of all the Geonosians. All right, don't call it a genocide. These things are barely even sentient. All right, it's an extermination of a bunch of bugs. They were disgusting. We got rid of them. Okay, I don't want to hear it. They're yucky. Have you seen a Geonosian? Have you heard a Geonosian? Oh, they're like giant cicadas. All right, is anyone gonna complain if I have a bunch of cicadas in my yard and I get them exterminated? No, it's the same thing with Geonosis. They're disgusting. All right. There is a big open arena there, so maybe if you're like an entrepreneur, you could like do something there. Maybe open up like a circus. I think that'd be cool. You could have like a circus on Geonosis. It's a good arena for it. It definitely could use some renovation. It's pretty worn down after years and years, and also a bunch of bugs lived in it. So it might be a good place to live if you can deal with it. Also, there's a bunch of sand. I forgot to mention that. It's a lot of sand. An annoyingly large amount of sand and rocks. Yuck. So our next planet is the very small planet of Hoth. It's ice and snow and a couple rebel bases, but there's not much there, honestly. Unless you're in a military operation, there really is no reason to go to this planet. It's a small planet in the middle of nowhere, and it's got ice and snow and monsters and not a good place to live, man. Just don't go to Hoth. Unless you want to ride Tauntauns. That's kind of fun, honestly. Our next planet is Jakku. Do you like Star Destroyers that are broken and sitting in the sand? Because that's what Jakku is. It's a bunch of ships just crashed. And the main profession is scavenging. Literally just grabbing whatever parts you can and selling them. And then you get little packets of food for it. So, not a great place. They're really the only people that are there are not there by choice. And they are simply stuck there. So, not a great place to live. Maybe if you're a war historian and you're into that, you can be like, oh look, that's a Star Destroyer, and that's an X-Wing crashed over there, and that's all these cool spaceships from the Galactic Civil War era. Like, that's kind of cool. It's not a place you want to live, though. It's a lot of sand and a lot of rust. Make sure you're, if you do want to go scavenging in that, make sure your tetanus shops are up to date. There's a ton of rusty nails all over the place and just all sorts of stuff. You really don't want to get that. So just err on the side of caution. Stay away from Jakku. There's really no point in going there. Unless, of course, there's a girl there that you might have a certain interest in, and, you might want to talk to her. That might be a actually good reason to go to Jakku. And that's the only reason I would go there, to talk to a specific person. Next up is Kamino. Do you like water? The whole planet is water. It's literally water. There is one city. Maybe there's more. There's only one we really know about. It's a city, and they have a big cloning facility there where they make a bunch of clones. So maybe if you want to see the birthplace of the clone army, that's kind of cool. I don't think you can really go there though. It's a very closed off place. They don't accept many visitors. They do accept business clients. So if you want to do business with those Kaminoans, they do charge you a pretty hefty fee. A clone army is not going to be cheap, but you can buy one if you want one. That's their business. Kaminoan is their name. Cloning is their game. That's all they really do though. They make clones. So if you like clones, it's a cool planet. Order a clone army. Be ready in 10 years or less. Kashyyyk. A planet of beautiful beaches, massive trees, and furry monsters that will probably eat you and rip your arms off if you upset them. Yeah, I'm not a big Wookiee fan. If you are, that's cool. They're not easy to talk to because, well, they don't talk. They make grunting sounds. Supposedly they have a language that people can understand. I can't make heads or tails of anything they say. But it's beaches. That's kind of nice. You got these huge trees you can explore. That's kind of cool. There's really not much here. There is an Imperial sap refinery. That's kind of cool. If I think we make syrup there. I don't really know what we do with the sap. That's what I assume we do with it. Because, we got these giant trees that produce all this sap. We're going to make syrup, I think. I don't really know what we do with that. Ah, well, I'm sure it's nothing important. So next up we have Kef Beer. Do you like the wreckage of a giant battle station that is somehow mostly intact after being blown up and left on a planet for 36 years? That isn't even the planet it was closest to. It doesn't even. How did it even get there? Anyway, it's in an ocean. There's a village full of ex stormtroopers, ex First Order stormtroopers. They used to be in the First Order, they're not anymore because reasons. Anyway, there's I mean, the main appeal is the Death Star 2 ruins. So if you want to go scavenge through that, that's kind of cool. They do have some water sports. You got water sails. You can go sailing. That's kind of cool. But no, there really isn't much to do here. So Kojimi. Do you want to live on Kojimi? There's what is on Kojimi? It's kind of snowy. There's snow, so it's a pretty cold, like, mountainous planet. There's some houses and there's I don't really know. They really just created this planet just so it would get blown up in the Rise of Skywalker. I don't know why this planet exists. I don't really know what there is to do there. We're gonna move on. Next up is Mustafar. Do you like lava? Do you like volcanic rocks? Then Mustafar might be for you. There's mining there. You can join all the Mustafarian miners. They're pretty cool. They mine. I don't know what they mine. Lava, maybe? Or maybe there's metals in the lava? Actually, that would make the most sense. But, lava, rocks. That's kind of cool. Not a very habitable place to live. You can visit Vader's castle. Actually, I don't think you can. I think if you visit it, he'll probably, hold you prisoner or something. Speaking from experience here. It's literally his home. You can't just walk into Darth Vader's house. But, there's mining. So, if you want to be a miner and mine some rocks, it might be a good place to live. Just don't anger up Vader, or else he will kill you. He will kill you if he feels like it. So, just don't go anywhere near Vader's house, and you'll be all set. So next up is Naboo. Do you like senators? Do you like Gungans? Then Naboo may be the place for you. It's a beautiful planet, really. Deep underground areas, the lush forests, and also the beautiful city of Theed. Really nice place to live, Many famous senators are from there, like, Palpatine and Amidala. They're both from Naboo. I mean, those are really the only main two, notable people from Naboo. I mean, Jar Jar Binks is a senator from Naboo, representing the Gungans. Yeah, he's also famous, I believe. Don't really know why or how he became a senator. But so, it's a pretty cool place. There's some Moy heads. Those are kind of cool. What else is on Naboo? It's mainly just the city of Theed. It's a nice place to go. You can go in a little submarine thing and, see all the big fish. That's kind of cool. Just know that there's always a bigger one. No matter how big the fish you see is, there's always a bigger fish. I don't know how. I don't know how they do it. There's always a bigger fish. It's crazy. I don't know how they do it. Next up is Pasana. And honestly, at this point, sand planets is just becoming annoying. How many of these do we need? Seriously. Anyway, this is a sand planet where they have quicksand you can fall into. And they have a party once every 40 years. So you might get lucky and show up there on the one day that they're having that party. Honestly, what do you think are the odds that the one day you decide to show up on this planet, they're having this festival of the ancestors that only happens once every 40 or so years? What are the odds of that? That's pretty crazy. Wow. You must be really lucky if you end up there on the day that that's happening. So anyway, there really isn't that much else besides that festival that they have. So, if you want to visit that, that's kind of cool. But if you want to live there, it's another sand planet, unless you really, really like sand. Even there are better sand planets, though. There are much better sand planets to live on, like Tatooine. We haven't talked about Tatooine yet. That's coming up. But, yeah, really weird. Next up is Takodana. I didn't know there was this much green in the whole galaxy. Seriously, it's a really nice planet full of, lush forests and a castle, which is kind of just a bar owned by this really short lady with creepy eyes. Yeah, but it's a pretty cool place. You can go there, and there's forests and a lake. there really isn't much here, honestly. I don't really know why you would go there. Unless, you just want to hang out. There might be some smuggling jobs you can do. Maybe you want to make a cabin in the woods. That could be kind of cool. But yeah, very green planet. Yeah. Next up is Tatooine. Do you like moisture farming? Do you like sand? Because that's what's on Tatooine. Honestly, it might be the best sand planet on this list. For whatever reason, this unimportant planet with really nothing notable at all is where all the important things happen. I don't really know why it happens that way. Anakin Skywalker's from there, Luke Skywalker's from there, a bunch of other people go there and stuff happens there. Obi-Wan Kenobi went on adventures there. A lot of stuff happens on Tatooine. But, there's pod racing. You can check that out. That's pretty cool. It's not as big anymore as it used to be back in the day, but it still goes on. If you want to take a peaceful life, you can go moisture farming. Honestly, that might be one of the best options in this list. If you're okay with the sand, moisture farming is a really peaceful life, You just farm moisture. And, you have plenty to drink then. You can have some bantha milk, blue milk. It's delicious. And you can go up to Tashi Station, pick up some power converters. All sorts of fun stuff to do on Tatooine. Like, why would anyone want to leave? Like, what, you want to go on some big grand adventure and save the galaxy? Nah, just stay on the farm, Wonderful, simple life you can have on Tatooine. So next up on our planet list is Udupu. Do you like holes? Because, that's really all that's here. Giant holes in the ground that go way deep down. And they got other holes that branch off from these holes. And, they got cities that are built into the holes. It's crazy. Pretty cool planet, honestly. There's, there really isn't much there. I think they do mining, but they have these big bone structures. It's really fascinating. Something that might be, cool to see, or maybe even live by. You can, have a house that the ceiling is made of bones of giant ancient creatures. That's kind of cool, actually. Yeah. So, hey, if you're into that, that's cool. You can also ride a boga. That's pretty cool. They have boga rides, and you can ride around in this chicken horse thing. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, so the last planet on our list is Yavin IV. This is the fourth moon of the planet Yavin, which is a gas giant. But Yavin IV is it's another jungle. It's got a big temple, and there's a rebel base there. So if you like the rebels, you can hang out there. Other than that, there's really not much. There's some weird blue monkeys. Those are kind of cool. But other than that, no, there really isn't much. You could live here. Maybe if you live away from the rebels and all that action and just find some peaceful place to live in the jungle. That would be nice. So anyway, that's it. That's the end of our list. Let me know, which planet do you think you'd want to live on? I've given you a comprehensive list of most of the planets in Star Wars, most of the notable ones. Which planet would you want to live on? Personally, I think I would just want to live on Coruscant. It's where the Empire is. It's where all the Stormtrooper buddies, all my Stormtrooper buddies, we all train there, and we all live there, and we get all these nice housing places on Coruscant. It's just a good place to live, and there's so much stuff to do. It's a huge city. I haven't even gone to most of the places because it's a huge city. It would take a whole lifetime just to explore all of Coruscant. You probably wouldn't even see everything. So that's just my personal choice. But let me know, which planet would you want to live on? Which one would you want to live on? What? So anyway, yeah, this is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.